Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review for Bohemian Rhapsody. If you want to hear my review, the first half will be non-spoiler, the second half will be spoiler, and I'll let you know when that transitions. Then stick around. Okay, I apologize for the fact that I saw this movie on Friday and I'm just getting this review out now, but frankly, I just needed time to just sit in it. For those of you who follow me on Twitter or Instagram, the links are in the description box down below. I loved this movie, like one of my favorite movies of the year. It will without a doubt be on my top 10 of 2018 list. I love Queen. I've grown up listening to Queen. I've seen a Live Aid concert we own it on DVD many times. Not just the Queen performance too, but all the other ones like U2. I think that's one of my favorite U2 performances as well. And I honestly did not know what to expect going into this movie. I tried not to get my hopes up too high because I thought the trailers were just so good that I was nervous the movie would have a different vibe. Let me tell you this right off the bat, the vibe that the trailers give off is the vibe that the movie holds throughout. It's very consistent. The ad campaign was very accurate, and overall, I just felt really rewarded as a fan, especially as a Queen fan, not just a movie fan. I felt as though, and this tweet kind of went viral, which was weird because the Bohemian Rhapsody page on Twitter retweeted it, but I said that it was probably the closest I felt I would ever get to seeing a Queen concert live. And that is a genuine, honest statement. The way that they filmed Band Aid at the end was just so immersive and so enticing, and with this surround sound of the movie theater, my roommate and I looked at each other when it was over and we're like, we literally just went to a Queen concert. Like, I was born in 1999. I'm never going to get to see Freddie Mercury live. This, I felt, was the closest I could have gotten. And it was just amazing. It was so amazing. The camera work, especially, was just so well done. The cinematography, beautiful. Everything just made you feel as though you were in it. You weren't just watching it on a screen, but you were in there, in history, with Queen, experiencing it and living it. And I loved that. Was it 100% historically accurate? No. But honestly, I don't think it really brought down the movie at all. I think the changes they made were minor enough to be beneficial to the plot as a whole. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it. The electric guitar opening for the 20th Century Fox fanfare, amazing. So the whole soundtrack was amazing. And they also released some live versions of songs that you didn't have access to before this movie came out, which was really cool. Like some of the concert audio, and I think it's so. I personally love hearing live concert recordings of artists, especially if they've passed, because it just seems more real and authentic, and it's like you're actually hearing their voice. I didn't want it to end at all, at all. All of the acting was spot on. Rami Malek literally became Freddie Mercury. Became him. It was scary. And then Brian May, Roger Deacon, all of them. It was just so on point that it was almost easy to think that these were the actual people, because you felt like you were there so much because of the camera movement and just the way it was shot and the directing. Because of that, I just kept forgetting, these are not the actual people. And which is weird for me to say because I've been a Queen fan for a while, so I know what these people, I mean, it's like if I watched like a movie about the Beatles and like they recast the Beatles, and I would forget that these people weren't the actual Beatles, even though like I literally have, I'm just like obsessed with the Beatles, and I have pictures of them on my phone of what they looked like as kids. So like I couldn't be fooled, but at the same time I was. So that experience in and of itself made this movie much more rewarding than it could have done at a baseline level. It was beautiful. It was fantastic. It was so real and raw, and it blew me away. I saw it at a good time in my life. I definitely had to write that down. I recently, a few weeks ago, came out as bi, and I, like, it's weird having to, like, come to terms with that within yourself, and seeing Freddie come to terms with that within himself, it just felt so good to watch. I don't know, like, it just like, he just seemed so much more happy and so much more free when he could finally just, you know, like, live, and when he was finally with Jim Hutton. And I don't even know if I can consider any of this spoilers because it's history, but whatever. It's just, it made me so happy, and it was rewarding. I loved the relationship between Freddie and Mary. I think relationships like that stories like that aren't told enough, and it's just such a beautiful way to love someone, and it's so underappreciated in this world, and I think that their love is completely valid and just so beautiful, and one of the most pure things this world has ever known. So I loved that. I thought it was really well portrayed in the movie, and I also think that Freddie and Jim's relationship was very well portrayed in the movie. I literally teared up every single time I saw them together, because, which wasn't even like that many, but it just, every time they showed Jim's face during the Live Aid concert, I literally, like, just tears. Like, I don't even know what it was. Like, there was just so much, and the actor who played him looked a lot like him, and they just did such a good job, and I could feel the love between them, and it took my breath away. It's taking my words away. I just don't even know what to say. I mean, it was so beautiful, and I loved it. Yeah, it was beautiful. So yeah, I guess I don't even know what would be considered spoilers because it's history, but I guess it's spoiler time. I like the fact that they didn't, so it's spoiler time. Click away if you don't want to hear spoilers. I mean, I guess I can kind of spoil it, because I can spoil what they did in regards to Freddie's history. I like the fact that they stopped it at 1985. They didn't go beyond the Band Aid concert. They didn't go beyond further into Freddie's experience with AIDS and to his death. I'm happy they didn't do that. I think they did a good job capturing the terror and everything that came along with the AIDS crisis and the experience that Freddie had with that, but they didn't have to go into when he was really becoming frail and when he passed. I didn't think that was necessary, and I'm glad they didn't do it. I think they did a very good job of capturing Freddie Mercury's life and who he was as a person, like a very personal and private person that puts on this insane persona, and he's just so interesting. And I'm glad that they focus on his life, and specifically the period of his life that they did, because I just think that's what he wanted people to remember of him. There was a line in the movie, and I know that it was his belief, and for the actual Freddie Mercury as well, is that he didn't want everyone knowing he had AIDS for the last few years of his life, because he didn't want like all the sympathy. He wanted just to like live normally and live his life and not be babied or some sort of like poster person for all of these issues. And I think that the fact that they focused on his life and not his death was exactly what he would have wanted. And I think this movie is something he would have loved. There are the ugly truths of his life. There are the glorified, like, amazing moments of his life. And everyone has their ups and downs. I personally just loved this movie so much. And I hope you guys all love it too. I thought it was a very rewarding experience. It was so much fun to watch. I recommend seeing it in the theater so you get that like live stage experience, especially for the last 20 minutes of the film. And yeah, I mean, I loved it. I think it was great. And I know that some of the history was out of order and all of that, but again, I think it like fit this. I think it didn't detract from the movie for me personally. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, thank you guys for your patience. Also, my laptop storage has become so full that uploading videos is a struggle, and so I'm gradually trying to like export things onto an external hard drive. So let's add another thing to the list of reasons why Emily is terrible at uploading. But I really hope you guys get the chance to go see this movie. It's truly amazing. It was totally worth the money. And yeah, so let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. What you're excited for, if you plan on seeing this movie, if you liked my review, if you agree, if you disagree, let me know. Subscribe if you want to see more of my coverage from movies going forward for the rest of the year. If you want to see my top 10 movies of 2018 list, I've already started it. It's so freaking hard to rank a top 10, especially this year. The movies are so good. But yeah, so I'm super excited to hear your opinions on this movie. I know that the critics and the audiences are very divided, and we're gonna see how it plays out, but the box office is looking great. So yeah, yeah. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.